So here's how we use the single end double wrap method as long as we're going to wrap the NT loop around something that's stable, like this machine here, this apparatus, and that's also smooth. So it still has corners, but the corners are rounded off. So that sharp corners, we wouldn't want to use the wrap method, single or double. Now we have to keep in mind that we have these bolts here, and we want to make sure that we wrap it either above or below those bolts, but not on those bolts, because those bolts are sharp and they will ruin your NT loop. So here's what you do. Here's how you do the single and double wrap method. You want to grab it by the label with one hand, and then grab the other end with the other hand, because that end is going to go through. So this gives you some space. So we'd wrap that end around underneath the label. Make sure you clear those bolts if you're dealing with that, and then you just pull it tight. So that's the single wrap method, and now I have the rest of the band to work with whatever exercise I want to do. Now let's say I want the band shorter, because I think it's more appropriate for the exercise. No problem, we just do the double wrap method. It's essentially the same thing I just did. Here's what we do there. You grab the middle of the band like that, the end comes around, and then this end goes through the hole. And then you pull it tight. And it'll gradually tighten itself as you use it too. And then there you go. So that's the double wrap method. Now, how would you get it out? It's actually really nice to get out. You would just grab the top part of the strap right here, and you just pull it. Oh, it comes out. Now, to undo the single wrap method, just grab it right by the label and pull it, and there you go. So that's the single and double wrap method. Now, last point on that. Depends on how long you want the band relative to the exercise that you're going to do. If you're trying to maximize the length of the band for a given exercise, because you want to make sure you're far away from it and coming back, let's say you're going to do some sort of cone drill where you want to do a lateral shuffle with the band around your waist, and you want to have a lot of room, then the best method would be to use a utility strap or anchor it to a cable, so that way you get the full length of the band. If you don't need the full length of the band, use the single wrap. If you need a shorter band, then you would use the double wrap. Now this is very important. If you're going to use a single or double wrap method, that means actually wrap the NT loop around itself onto something like a squat rack. You do not, and I repeat, you do not want to do it on a jagged type of pole like this squat rack here, because it's just going to ruin your band and ruin it fast. This band is the most durable band on the market, but it's not bulletproof. You still have to use it properly. This would be improper use. So you want to make sure that if you want to anchor it around something like this, you use one of those utility straps with a carabiner and you hook it this way through the anchor strap. That's the reason why we have this. But if you want to do a single or double wrap method, you only want to wrap the band around itself, around something that is smooth, not something that's jagged like this.